I'm Walter Hayes, and at 67, I faced the deepest betrayal of my life when my son, Gregory, refused to leave his wife's promotion party to visit me as I lay dying in a Seattle hospital. "I'm busy," he said, despite the doctor's urgent pleas. 2 weeks later, I called my bank and made a choice that changed everything. When Gregory stormed into my home, furious, I stood firm, my decision set in stone. The beeping of machines dragged me from darkness. My chest throbbed, each breath a struggle. Harsh lights burned my eyes as I woke in Virginia Mason's ICU. "Mr. Hayes, you had a severe heart attack," said Nurse Clara, her voice steady but kind. "It's Wednesday, June 18, 2025. I'd collapsed at the hardware store on Tuesday. Dr. Patel, a cardiologist with weary eyes, explained, "You had a STEMI, significant heart damage. We stent your artery, but recovery will be slow." My architect's mind catalogued the details. Damaged heart, stent artery, long recovery. At 67, I'd prided myself on independence, designing sustainable homes for decades. Now, I was tethered to tubes. Dr. Patel asked, "Who's your emergency contact?" "My son, Gregory, in Capitol Hill with his wife, Laura." Dr. Patel frowned. "We called him yesterday when you were critical. He said it was Laura's promotion party and he couldn't come." The words hit harder than the heart attack. "Even when you said I might die?" I whispered. "Yes," Patel replied, regret in his eyes. "He said he'd visit when he could." Gregory, whom I'd raised, funded, and supported, chose a party over my life. I'd sacrificed everything for him. His University of Washington tuition, $50,000, meant overtime and skipped vacations. His wedding to Laura, a lavish affair, cost $20,000. I'd loaned $15,000 for their condo down payment, $10,000 for Laura's startup that failed, and $5,000 for car repairs. Over $100,000, plus countless hours helping them move or fix their home. Yet, when I lay dying, Gregory was busy. Transferred to a regular room, I stared at Seattle's skyline, its lights mocking my isolation. My neighbor, Edith, in room 312, shared a similar story. "My daughter skipped my stroke recovery for a work trip," she said bitterly. "I cut her out of my will." Her words planted a seed. By Friday, I called my bank, KeyBank. "I'm Walter Hayes. I need to revoke power of attorney." The agent, Sarah, explained I'd need ID, the original document, and sign forms in person. Gregory had power of attorney since my knee surgery 2 years ago. Now, it felt like a liability. Discharged after a week, I leaned on my cane, the Seattle air sharp against my fragile body. My driver, Miguel, a cab driver with a photo of his estranged daughter on his dashboard, shared his story. "She cut me off for being just a driver. I stopped chasing her approval and started living for myself." His words echoed, "Family is who shows up." Gregory hadn't. At my Queen and bungalow, I gathered the power of attorney papers. At KeyBank's downtown branch, I revoked Gregory's access. The manager, Lisa, whispered, "Your son inquired about guardianship yesterday, citing post-heart attack confusion." My blood chilled. Gregory was building a case to declare me incompetent. At my local cafe, Brewed Awakening, the owner, Sam, hesitated. "Gregory said you're struggling mentally." My neighbors, the Patels, mentioned Gregory's concern about my erratic decisions. He was poisoning my community, laying groundwork for a legal fight. I contacted Ellison Legal. Attorney Mark Reynolds met me in his Pike Place office. "I want to change my will," I said. "Disinherit my son and his wife." Reynolds nodded, reviewing my notes on Gregory's actions. "We'll make it ironclad. Illinois law allows disinheritance, but we'll add clauses to block competency challenges." My estate, house, savings, investments, would go to Habitat for Humanity. Gregory and Laura would get $1 each, proving I hadn't forgotten them. 2 paralegals witnessed my signature, and Reynolds notarized the document. 3 days later, I called Gregory. "I've changed my will. You get nothing." Silence, then panic. "Dad, what?" he stammered. "Everything goes to charity," I said calmly. "You each get $1. Gregory and Laura arrived in 39 minutes, storming my porch. "This is insane," Gregory shouted, his tech bro suit rumpled. Laura, usually poised, looked frantic. "You can't do this." "I did," I replied, standing firm in my living room. "You chose a party over my life. We didn't know it was that serious." Gregory lied. "Dr. Patel said you might not survive," I countered. Laura's eyes darted to Gregory. "We'll fight this," she hissed. "We'll prove you're not competent." "With what money?" I asked. "You relied on me for everything." Gregory's face reddened. "You're a bitter old man, ruining our future." "You ruined it when you abandoned me," I said, opening the door. "Get out." They left, threats trailing. "We'll contest it," Gregory yelled. I locked the door, the click final. Seattle's evening settled over my quiet street. My will, safe with Reynolds, was my shield. Gregory thought he could manipulate me, but I designed structures to withstand storms. This one would hold.